Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's why I'm going to be the big bully and just cut in, because oftentimes I do a whole round and read periodic table poems and a bunch of them, and I just thought there happen to be a couple in this issue of cc&d in Liberty, and because one person sends me stories and I'm like, well, guess what? I'm going to follow them with poems, and he loves it. And actually the first one I'm going to read to you for cesium is not only in Liberty, but it's also in the periodic table of poetry, which I asked him, I'm like, you buy this book? And he's like, I actually did. And I'm like, hopefully it'll give you some inspiration for doing more periodic table poems. But anyway, this is a shorter one, and it has lots of images in it, but I will try to show them on a screen for you as well, so they're actually visible. This is for cesium. Is this the best of times? Is this the worst of times? Or is this just one of those times? Only humans understand time. Where did all the time go? Do we even know? Time slips away as we look for ways to keep time every day, right down to the nanosecond. Because without my cesium, I couldn't be so obsessed with being on time for absolutely everything. Without cesium clocks, everyone would be forced to their clueless selves when it comes to their own time in this global village. We can thank cesium-133 for producing identical radiation at exactly the same frequency, which makes cesium perfect for the cesium atomic clock that monitors time globally in such perfect detail. Perfect for my obsession with time. But I have to remember that with cesium or without, I'll need to check my watch to remind myself of this at times like these. When I was writing these element poems, thank you, I was performed them at the Gallery Cabaret. This was, I can't remember the show, but it was in Beyond What We See, I believe it was what it was called. So I did a couple of shots when I was reading about cesium. Yay, cesium. Yippee skippy. But the other one I'm going to share is a short one that is in this book, which you kind of half saw when I had the open page spread, because when I've got a Twitter length poem, I can make an Instagram image out of it as well. And that is why this is not only in Liberty, but it's also in the Twitterverse Periodic Table poetry book. Yay! So many books, right? But this one, maybe I'll show this on a screen so it's in color and it's bigger for you. This one is titled, Would You Like Some Cesium with Your Honey? Here's your poem. Cesium-137 from nuclear fission blankets our sky after Cold War tests. It falls globally, but a U.S. professor found East Coast honey had 100 times more cesium-137. For low potassium soil there means that plants soak cesium instead. From plant nectar to bees, voila, a sweet radioactive treat. Yeah, they did a study and they found out that there was a ton of cesium that is in the honey because there was low potassium in the soil there, and they're like, well, thanks to nuclear testing, we're getting cesium in our honey. So I just thought that was a riot. But anyway, I also performed this at a Gallery Cabaret when I went back there again, and I got to share off, yay, periodic table poems. And it was a fun time, so yeah, and I would put, that was a live feed, so I had to put a weird effect on it, like I've got a color filter on my live feed for everybody right now, hi, in the Facebook universe. But now I'll shut up about my periodic table poems that came from the most recent issue of cc&d, Liberty. So I will pass it along to our next reader, yippee skippy, oh, and it's a light night for you, my darling Richard Kent. The stage is yours, and afterward, Lorna, you would be following him. So, hey, I see Bob has shown up. Yay, maybe we'll get some stuff from Bob in there as well. Hi, Bob. I'll add you to the list if you're interested. Yes? I hope he is. Yay, cool. That would mean that Richard is next, and then Lorna, and then Bob, you will get to read. So, Richard, the stage is yours. Take it away, my darling.